Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Nothing feels quite as free as being out here.
Except this free soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
At Casey's, you can win all kinds of free stuff.
I love free.
Then you'll love this. Bought this jerky, won this free donut.
I love donuts.
And these chips can win me the big one.
What?
A free concert from country music superstar Lee Brice.
I love free Lee Brice.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town.
Free Lee!
No.
Des Moines. The yeses are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
You shed a light that guides me home.
I got it.
You're my favorite.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team, and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
From Harlan's Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, it's Semifinal Wednesday as we get to open up here on the Iowa Central Field. Good morning, everybody. I'm IGHSAU with you. We have the number 1 seed, the Wilton Beavers, taking on the number 4 seed. It's the Cardinals of Earlham here in this Class 2A semifinal matchup. We're set to have our first pitch around 11:30 this morning. The first game of the day is already underway. Number 1 Newell Fonda and number 4 Southeast Warren in Class 4A over on the Kruger Seeds Field. The two Class 1A semifinals will take place over there. The two Class 2A semifinals will take place over here. Well, fans, we finally did have an upset. It came in the Class 4A field when number 5 Boone defeated Carlisle, and with that, just one other upset took place. Number 6 Ankeny Centennial defeated Iowa City High. Just 2 upsets in the quarterfinal round of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Championships, which are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and our broadcast today is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Well, while we have you here, let's take a look at how these two teams got here. First of all, the Cardinals of Earlham, who will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. They were 33-9 in the season. Coach Bob Bunting is the head coach. They defeated North Union 7-4 in the quarterfinal round. North Union, the number 5 seed. Two teams were pretty evenly matched. They actually did similar things offensively, and they were led by the Earlham Cardinals were led by Grace Porter, who had 2 hits, a run scored, and an RBI. The Wilton Beavers, on the other hand, Courtney Denkman over there hitting ground balls right now to her team. They defeated Pellet Christian 7-2. They got everything they wanted from the 8 seed Pellet Christian. Finally came away with the victory, though, 7-2 in that quarterfinal matchup. They fell behind 2-0 and then scored 7 straight unanswered runs to get ahead. And we talked with Courtney afterwards, and a big thing of her emphasis was, hey, we're just trying to get the jitters out right away. Once we got the jitters out and settled down, we were a pretty good softball team, and they're looking to just start where they left off in the second, third, and beyond in that quarterfinal game here against Earlham. Peyton Serrata had 3 hits, 3 RBI, and a stolen base. She was our Casey's General Store player of the game, the number 1 seed Wilton Beavers winning, and Peyton Serrata picking up that Casey's General Store player of the game. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in just a couple of minutes, and we'll have more pregame coverage. As you see, the teams are out on the side of the field right now warming up. We'll be back in a little bit here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Nothing feels quite as free as being out here.
Except this free soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
At Casey's, you can win all kinds of free stuff.
I love free.
Then you'll love this. Bought this jerky, won this free donut.
I love donuts.
And these chips can win me the big one.
What?
A free concert from country music superstar Lee Brice.
I love free Lee Brice.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town.
Free Lee!
No.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and our broadcast today is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. It's the number 1 overall seed in Class 2A. The Wilton Beavers taking on the number 4 seed, the Earlham Cardinals, who come in with an overall record of 33-9 on the season. Taking a little look at the other rest of the bracket, we told you that there wasn't any upsets, but let's just run back through the quarterfinal round in general. In Class 1A, it was number 1 Newell Fonda. They was a tough game. That's the biggest thing we've seen throughout these state tournaments, is it has not been an easy road for either team. As you see there on your screens, the daylight haze is starting to come on as we are approaching afternoon time here in Fort Dodge. Both teams are out on the field right now. Just got done with their warm-ups. You see the Wilton Beavers there below you wearing the white pinstripes. It's funny. Both games that Wilton has played now, they've wore the same colored jersey as their opponent in round number 1. Wilton with their win over Wilton with their win. Now they're wearing those pinstripe jerseys. Wore the black on black the first time. Now Earlham over there wearing the whites with the red on bottom there. You see those two teams. We're taking a look at the rest of the bracket. It was Newell Fonda with a close victory over North Butler, 2-0 the victory. North Butler upset a ranked team to get into the state tournament, and then a close one there, Newell Fonda and North Butler in the first round. And Southeast Warren got ahead of Signory quite easily, and then Signory came back, but not enough as Southeast Warren wins. And right now it's Southeast Warren and Newell Fonda, the 1 seed and the 4 seed, taking place over on the Kruger Seeds field. Coming up after that, it's number 2 seed Wayne taking on number 3 seed Lisbon. Lisbon pitched the first no-hitter of the state tournament, the 58th in state tournament history, as they beat Clarksville, a team that's won a state championship, a team that's very good. Actually, have one of their top players on the program here at the state tournament. So you did pretty good if you have your one of your players on the state tournament program. They'll take on Wayne at 1 p.m. over on the Krieger Seeds field. That's the second game that will be played. The second game here from Fort Dodge in the Iowa Central field in the Class 2A field will be number 2 North Lynn against number 3 Central Springs. Central Springs has been another team that's kind of struggled to get out of the first round, as this Wilton Beaver team is. We'll talk about that throughout the contest here, but this Wilton team has struggled to get out of the first round, and you can see they're pretty happy down there dancing around and getting ready. You can see they're excited. That was the biggest thing, talking with Chloe Wells after the quarterfinal victory. Chloe, returning all-state player. She'll be out in left field today. She was wearing the black hat you saw dancing around there moments ago, and she's just excited. She said they're ready to be here. When they were here before, they were just trying to get here. When they were here in 2018, they were just trying to get here. That was the goal, to get down here. Now they have one goal in their mind, and that's a gold medal, a gold trophy there for the Wilton Beavers. And over on the Earlham side, they're a little bit more, as you can see, they're a little bit more on the mellow side, working on their swings, looking up at their fans and waving on to them. You just saw moments ago Grace Porter. I talked with Grace Porter. She was a returning All-Stater for Earlham as well. I talked with her after their quarterfinal win, and she kind of had the same message as, hey, we knocked off a team and to get here and we got the 4 seed. We win in the first round against a very good North Union team. They knew they were going to have troubles with North Union, and now we're here and we're ready just to win. So you see both the teams there warming up. Taking a look at the rest of the 2A field, North Lynn and Central Springs will take place at 1:30 as a scheduled start here. The next game on this field, we'll see if it actually happens at 1:30. The Class 3A field today is number 1 Davenport Assumption. They're taking on number 4 Atlantic. Atlantic had a marathon game with Anamosa in their first round on Monday. That game went into 11 innings and well into the night. I know the production guys listening in here probably are like, whoa, yeah, that was a late night. They were having fun. I was not part of that broadcast, so I was watching it though. Did a good job. They did, but Atlantic and Anamosa going well into the night on Monday, and day off yesterday was probably well earned there from Atlantic. They will take on number 1 Davenport Assumption. For the way it looks like all the roads lead to Davenport Assumption so far this year in Class 3A. And then on the bottom side of the bracket, it's number 2 Mount Vernon taking on number 3 Williamsburg. That'll be a 5 o'clock game to be played today. 4 o'clock. Class 4A at 3:30. It's Winterset in Boone. Winterset in Boone will take place at 3:30. And at 5:30, it's Western Dubuque and ADM in the Class 4A field. And to round out the evening, in Class 5A, throwing the 59th no-hitter in state tournament history, Jalen Adams last night for Fort Dodge. She'll be back in action again tonight as Fort Dodge will take on a very good Waukee team, and Pleasant Valley will take on Centennial in the 7 o'clock game over on the Kruger Seeds field. So that will round out the semifinals. That we'll have for you all of them here on the IGHSAU Digital Network. You see down there right now our umpires are talking and having conversations with both Coach Denkman and also Coach Kasky from Earlham. And we'll get set for our starting lineups here in just a couple of minutes from Fort Dodge in the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. The Iowa Central Field is where we are located today, otherwise known as Diamond number 2. I know some of the people at home are saying, hey, I know him as Diamond 1 and Diamond 2. Now it's the Iowa Central Field and the Kruger Seeds field, and we're on the Iowa Central Field. So we'll have the 30 games here. If you're trying to keep track of a schedule, you know you want to watch a game that's going to be on this field. It's going to be all the 30 games. So games that, and we don't usually start exactly on time except for the first games. Games run early, run late. So all the 30 games are on this field, 11:30, 1:30, 3:30, 5:30, 7:30. On the other field, it's 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. So if you want to keep those in mind for you, and those are how they are all going to play out. Rex Baker is our public address announcer here on field number 2. Rex has done a great job on the Iowa Central field all week long, and we're going to throw it up to Rex right now for today's starting lineups.
Welcome to Rogers Sports Complex and this 2A semifinal game between the Earlham Cardinals and the Wilton Beavers. The winner of this game will advance to the championship game on Thursday on Kruger Seeds Field at 7:30. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the visitors from Earlham. Number 5, Lily Conry. Number 7, Carrie Goff. Number 9, Rowan Fisk. Number 14, Katie Stewart. Number 15, Olivia Sperling. Number 16, Keegan Alcroft. Number 17, Elle Hickey. Number 20, Taylor Rogers. Number 23, Charlie Minert. Number 27, Claire Berger. And number 35, Kiara Fredrickson. The assistant coach for the Cardinals is Callie Henry. And now let's meet the starters from Earlham. Leading off, playing upfield, number 22, Grace Porter. Batting second, center fielder, number 19, Emma Jansen. Batting third, the shortstop, number 1, Cora Boyle. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 10, Allie Boyle. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 2, Katie Jansen. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 8, Lexi Voss. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 3, Allison Beatty. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 24, Haley Gray. Batting ninth, the DP, number 6, Morgan Meinert. And the flex player this afternoon, the pitcher, number 21, Madeline Jansen. Head coach for Earlham is Chris Kasky. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Wilton. Number 2, Katie Hook. Number 5, Kaylee Koss. Number 6, Andrew Bourne. Number 8, Tessa Bartel. Number 9, Joanne Martin. And number 18, Mila Johnson. The assistant coaches for Wilton, Kara Anderson, Kelly Jannings, Tom Austin, Cameron Meyer, and Allison Boston. And now, let's meet the starters for the Beavers. Leading off, the shortstop, number 11, Taylor Drapal. Batting second, third baseman, number 13, Emily Koss. Batting third, right fielder, number 3, Peyton Serrata. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 12, Peyton Ganser. Batting fifth, left fielder, number 10, Chloe Wells. Batting sixth, the DP, number 7, Madeline Wade. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 22, Haley Madlock. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 17, Alexis Rucker. Batting ninth, first baseman, number 4, Charlotte Brown. And the flex player, number 14, the pitcher, Grace Madlock. Head coach for Wilton, Courtney Dinkman. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to home plate for the introduction of our umpires for this morning's game, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Tom Sullivan. At third base, Carl Woolbridge. And behind the plate, calling balls and strikes, Mark Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state semifinal softball.
Welcome back here to Fort Dodge, the Iowa Central Field. The IGHSAU Digital Network is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Our broadcast today is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. I'm Zarin Eggestall. I'll be with you throughout the afternoon. Got 3 games right here on the Iowa Central Field for you, so you'll hear a lot of me today. The number 1 overall seed, the Wilton Beavers, are on the field right now. They are wearing their pinstripe jerseys, and there is the pitcher in today's game. It's Grace Madlock, the sophomore, is getting the start in the circle. Grace Madlock making her 24th appearance. She appeared in relief in the quarterfinal game, not because Mila Johnson needed it, but because Wilton is a team that will switch the pitchers. It would not surprise me if Grace Madlock is having a good game. Later on, we still see Mila Johnson or Charlotte Brown, who will come in at some point today and pitch. Madlock is pitched 91 innings so far this season. She has given up just 29 earned runs, a 2.31 ERA, 83 strikeouts, 74 hits. She's walked 23 batters. She's hit 3, and she has 13 wins, 2 losses, and 3 saves. She picked up a no decision in game number 1. No decision there, meaning she just came in relief. The win went to Mila Johnson, who got the start. Johnson is on the bench. We are set for state tournament softball as Grace Porter, a returning all-stater for the Earlham Cardinals, will step in. She bats left-handed, as you see, and the first pitch is going to be taken low for a ball. For Earlham, the top 3 hitters we're going to see in this one is Porter, Jensen, and Boyle. That's Cora Boyle. It's going to be 2 balls to start things off. To Porter. That one's in there for a called strike. I had a chance to talk with Porter after the quarterfinal victory. And they were obviously super excited to get the victory. It was a hard-fought one with North Union. And that one will miss for a ball. And she just had a lot of praise for her teammates. Talked about what Madeline Jansen, who we'll see later on in the circle today, what she had done. And Cora Boyle is a freshman who's going to do a lot of slap hitting for the Earlham Cardinals. We're going to see as Porter also will slap from time to time. You've seen the last couple of times she's moved out of the box. 2-2. Excuse me, 3-2 is our count. Payoff is ball 4. So Porter will be on. Madlock will walk her first batter. It's only the 27th batter in 90 innings that Madlock has walked this season. And also kind of cool, she's throwing to Haley Madlock behind the plate. So both Haley and Grace playing catch there. This one is going to be bunted down the third base side, and it's going to be, she's going to be safe. It's going to be an error on Wilton as she was going to be out. And I think she was bunting for a hit there. I almost don't think she was trying to sack it down. Well, we'll record it as a sack bunt, and she reaches. Obviously, she could have had that intent there. It will be an error. The error will go on the first baseman, Brown. We have runners at first and second here for Earlham early in this contest as we see Cora Boyle step in. And Cora will do a ton of slap hitting from this 3 spot. She's good at finding the gaps. She'll find a hole, whether it's between the second baseman and the shortstop, or the second baseman and the first baseman, maybe the shortstop and the third baseman. Just find those holes. Maybe she'll float one over the corner infield's head. Just likes to slap them down. You can see Coach Caskey down the third base side giving signs to all of his hitters. They have wrist cards on. Have you seen Boyle step out both the times? This time she swings away, puts this one in the air. It's fouled to the first base side, and Charlotte Brown will have the catch in foul territory for out number 1. That's a big out. As now it'll be Allie Doyle who will step in, and she's going to hit. We're going to talk a lot about Charlotte Brown today as she bats 9th. We don't, not very often do we talk about a 9-hitter as much as we will, but this Wilton team has so many hitters from top to bottom that their 9-hitter is actually, and teams will do that from time to time. They'll stack a 9-hitter or save a 9-hitter, so you, when you get later on in a couple innings, if you don't get through them right away, you know, maybe you're starting off the second or the third inning with your 9, and they can get on, allow 1, 2, 3, 4 to come up and try to bring them around. But Charlotte Brown, a very good 9-hitter, actually hit a home run, the game-winning home run in the quarterfinal game. Now, they won 7-2, but they were down 2-0. They scored 2 runs, made it 2-2, and then Charlotte Brown blooped a solo shot into left center field to take a 3-2 lead, so it counts as the winning home run because it gave them the run that gave them the win. This one's out into left field. It's going to fall down for a base hit, and the bases are going to be loaded here for Earlham in the first. And now the umpire having a conversation with the head coach. We're going to have a runner over at first base. Boyle will leave. She's the catcher. Katie Stewart will come in and courtesy run over at first base for the Earlham catcher. And the bases are loaded here for Earlham. They have upset on their mind, trying to pull it here against the number 1 seed, Wilton, and have the bases loaded early with just 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. That 1 out was a pop-up over on the first base side. Otherwise, everybody else has reached. Good crowd on hand here, even though some travels. Earlham obviously less of a travel to get here than Wilton, about a 3-hour trip from the fans from Wilton. A lot of them, I was talking to them before the game. A lot of them just stayed up here. Some of the grandparents. Some of the parents obviously had to go to work yesterday, so they didn't stay and made the 3-hour trek on Monday and then made the 3-hour trek again today. And some of them were back home watching us today, and we appreciate that as well. But talking to a couple of grandparents that said, hey, we didn't have anything to do yesterday, so we just decided to get a hotel and see the scenes here in central Iowa and Fort Dodge. Bases loaded. That one misses. Grace Madlock trying to work out of a jam here, the sophomore. In her first start here at the state tournament, got some experience, we mentioned in the quarterfinals, but now in her first start. This one in the air, popped up, and it's going to be dropping into right field. The throw is going to come home, and it's not going to be in time. That one nearly could have been an infield fly if it would have been a little bit closer, but it made it out in the outfield. Plenty of room. Serrata comes in and grabs it, throws it home, but the throw's not going to be in time. Porter's going to score, and Earlham leads over Wilton 1-0 early. Both of these teams' last state tournament appearance was in 2018. And both of them are looking to get to the finals here tonight. There's a base hit up the middle, to the right side rather, and it's going to be another run scored, another single, another base hit, another run scored on the first pitch here for Earlham. Jensen will come home to score. Stewart will move up to third base. Jansen is at second. Voss with a single a moment ago. She's in right field. And it will be the 7-hitter. Beatty will come up and bat here for the Earlham Cardinals. Early here in the top half of the first inning. 3 hits, 2 runs scored, 1 error committed by Wilton. And right now we're going to have a conversation, a meeting in the mound. You see the Wilton coaching staff, the pitching coach out there talking right now with the infield along with both of the Madlocks. And a big cheer from both sides. The Wilton fans trying to cheer on their Beavers to trying to find some outs. And the Earlham Cardinals looking to see how many runs they can add on here in the first inning. Obviously, the biggest thing is to get out early. I talked to a lot of coaches this week, and that's the one emphasis that every coach has said to me when I say, how does your team win a semifinal? How does your team win a quarterfinal? How does your team win a state title? And almost all of them said, hey, you got to start early. All these teams here at the state tournament are good. Just because it's the 1 seed and the 4 seed doesn't mean that Earlham is a bad team and Wilton is a good team. All these teams are good. You have to seed them 1 through 8. The 8 seed has to be seeded. There's 8 seeds and almost won. North Butler just about won in the first round. Pella Christian had a lead on this Wilton team in the first round. Davenport Assumption. Oskaloosa led most of the game against Winterset, the defending 4A champions. There's a swing and a miss. Oskaloosa led up until about 5 outs to go in that game before Winterset took the lead and held on to the lead for good. That was an 8-1 game as well. This one in the air towards left field. Wells, the returning All-Stater, will pull it down, and she's going to run it in and make sure nobody moves and all the runners will stay put. So Wells will pull that one down. Out number 2, that's a big out there for Wilton. As Haley Glade will step in now. Where's number 24? She's an 8th grader. Big spot here for the 8th grader. 21 pitches for Madlock in the first. Wilton's right back where they were in game number 1. And we talked to Coach Denkman about that because Pella Christian did this exact same thing in the 8-1 game to Wilton that Earlham has done here. And she says it's basically just jitters. You know, they've got some jitters. They haven't played for a day now. And just a slow start. Bases loaded here for Earlham. In the air towards center field. It's deep. Back towards the wall. And at the warning track making the catch is Ganser in center field for out number 3. So once again, in the top half of the first inning, it's Wilton surrendering a couple of runs. We'll see the Wilton Beavers bat for the first time when we come back. After a half, it's Earlham 2. Wilton coming to bat. You're watching the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships. And hey, fans, Central College has new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Central since 1853, the banner up there, and you see the Central College colors aligning here with the Earlham colors, the red and white, and a one-pitch, one-out for the Earlham Cardinals. A nice routine ground ball. Beatty over at first base, picks it up, fires it over to Jansen, who squeezes it nicely, and Earlham is out of them here in the first inning. Pitch that will miss. The Earlham fans did not agree. Koss is the batter here for Wilton. Emily Koss wears number 13. She's a right-handed batter. She checked her screen. The umpire says no. Again, this is the second time we've seen that. It's pretty nice there from behind home plate. The catcher, Boyle, instead of a lot of high school catchers will start pointing at umpires with their glove and saying, hey, was that a check swing? Well, in high school, you can't do that. The umpire has to ask. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded nicely across her body and across the diamond. What a play there by Boyle. That's Cora Boyle, the freshman. Comes across her body, throws it across the diamond in time for the out. That's a good one there. 6-3 put out. But in high school softball, it has to be the umpire that asks for the check swing. And you'll see a lot of catchers that'll be pushy with the umpires and say, they're pointing. But I thought Allie Boyle did a nice job there asking that one nicely, as this is a line drive to center field. Caught for out number 3. She turned around and gently asked the umpire, hey, can you please check that? And he did so. Line drive and is an out. 1-2-3 inning for the Earlham Cardinals. They get 2 runs and are able to get the Wilton Beavers down 1-2-3 in the first. We'll come back for some more softball right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs in building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops, and drops.
The IGHSAU State Softball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And we got time called on the first pitch. I believe an illegal pitch was called by our umpire. There was time called, and he said something to the pitcher, and I believe the first base umpire called an illegal pitch is what I picked up. So it'll be a 2-ball and no strike count. 9-1-2 due up for the Earlham Cardinals. Will face Madlock, who's in for her second inning of work. It starts off with Morgan Meinert. Wears number 6, bats from the left side, the junior outfielder. 21 hits coming into the tournament. This tournament, you see the cool red stripes there in the hair of a lot of these girls. You've seen that a lot. I've seen trying to think of the school it was. There was a school earlier that was green, that had some green stripes, green highlights, I think they call them. As that one misses outside for a ball, it's going to be a 5-pitch walk to the 9-hitter. And time is going to be called, as Coach Dankman is going to come out and have a conversation, and they're going to make a change. I believe a change is going to be made here for Wilton. We're going to have a pitching change, and with that, our pitching changes today are brought to you by our friends at IMT. Be worry-free with IMT when you have IMT insurance. You can go on to IMTINS.com. Check out IMT. It's going to be Mila Johnson who's going to come in and pitch here for the Wilton Beavers. Johnson got the start in the quarterfinal round, and she'll come out, which also makes some changes in the infield as well. They bring in a different catcher that catches Johnson. The normal catcher, Haley Madlock, she goes to third base, and Emily Koss, who is the normal third baseman, she goes behind the plate and catches Johnson. So those will be the other changes here for the Wilton Beavers. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back while Johnson warms up. We'll come back for more on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by our good friends at Mid-American Energy Company. As you see the scoreboard on the bottom right-hand corner, 2-0, the 4-seed Earlham Cardinals all over the 1-seeded Wilton Beavers in this one. And Mila Johnson will come in. She got the win. It was her 15th win of the season in the quarterfinals. She's 15-1 in 23 appearances this year. Making an appearance here out of relief, obviously not starting. Making an appearance in relief. And that will send the catcher, we mentioned Haley Madlock, to third base, and the third baseman, Emily Koss, will go behind the plate. Bunt to the third base side. It's picked up by Madlock, first base. No. A bunt hit for Earlham. It was perfectly placed because at first Madlock had to watch it and see if it was going to go foul or fair. And then she's like, hey, I got to pick this up. And just perfectly placed there for Porter down the first base line. That's why she's an all-stater. And she has her team with runners at first and second once again, and the top of the order back up for Earlham. Another bunt, this time going to be registered as a sac bunt, and the runners are in scoring position. So the two-hitter Jensen will sacrifice, move both of the runners to third and second. Porter to second. Meinert is at third, and it's Cora Boyle, who will step in, the freshman shortstop. She's made a couple of incredible plays so far. 0 for 1 in the contest as she popped out her first time up in the first inning to the first baseman, Charlotte Brown. But she made an incredible play at shortstop to help Wilton go 1-2-3, and she'll take her first cut from Johnson. Is a swing and a miss. Mila Johnson throws it pretty hard. She's got a lot of power. See her there right now wearing number 18. Comes in, she throws with just a ton of power, a ton of force. This one's popped up in the air towards center field. It's going to drop in. The runner's going to come home. There's going to be a play at the plate. No, the ball's going to go away from Koss, and there's going to be another run scored. That'll be a runner that will tag and score. No errors committed. Ganser has a laser from center field, but that one was just a bit off the mark. Meinert comes home and scores. Porter will move over to third base. And it's a 3-0 Earlham lead now with a runner over at third. And 2 outs. Allie Boyle will step in and bat from the third spot. Excuse me, there is just 1 out. This one's in the air towards center field. It's going to get dropped down for a hit. And the ball is going to get away behind the plate. Another run coming home. Is she out? Yes. So the second out is recorded now for the Wilton Beavers as Ganser threw it away from the catcher, Koss. She picked it up and fired it back home to Johnson, who was covering, tagged, and the out is made. Let's watch this one on replay. Here comes the throw home. Gets away from the catcher Koss, but she does a great job of picking it up, giving it back to Johnson, who lays the tag on there in time. Good call by our home plate official. Porter wanted it safe, but a great call by our home plate official, and the runner is out at home. That one's in there for a called strike. Pitch in the air, popped up. It could be the end of the inning. It will be. Good catch at shortstop by Dreyfel. And Wilton will get out of it, but 2 more runs are scored for the Earlham Cardinals. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Wilton's back to bat right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back as we head to the bottom half of inning number 2. It'll be Ganser, Wells, and Wade all due up for the Wilton Beavers, who now trail by a score of 4-0. That one will miss here as Ganser will step up for the first time. In the 4 spot, the Beavers went down 1-2-3 in the top spot. Ganser will find the hole. That's a nice hit ball. And the first hit of the ball game for Wilton is in there. Again, Wilton started off a little bit slow. Not that Earlham isn't doing anything. They are doing a lot of things different than Pella Christian did. But it was a slow start for Wilton in the quarterfinal game as well. And I mentioned previously, but I had that conversation with Coach Dinkman after the quarterfinal game, and she said it was just a lot of jitters. You know, a lot of these girls are, the last time they were here in 2018, hard shot. This could be 2. No, it's not even going to be 1, as the ball is bobbled at second base. That was a hard hit ball, though. Fielded cleanly at third base, but then on the fielder's choice, Beatty unable to snag it. And everybody's safe. It'll be an error, so it is the first recorded error on Earlham in this contest. I assumed it would be, but wanted to wait to see what the official scorers had in mind. Beatty will pick up the error over at second base. Ganser's safe at second. Here come the Wilton Beavers, as they have 6, 7, and 8, the next 3 batters with 2 on. This one is fouled over to the right side. Again, we mentioned the back half of the Wilton order can also swing the sticks quite well, as Madeline Wade, who is up right now, 35 hits on the season. As this one is bunted back towards the catcher, it's going to be a fair ball, a sack bunt. Runners are in scoring position. Good job there by Wade as she sacks the runners over. Boyle picks it up and fires it to first in time for the out. Haley Madlock will step in. Madlock has 37 hits. She is a 7-hole hitter with 37 hits, including 3 home runs this season. 24 RBI, and she's got a chance for 2 here. Ground ball, third base side is fouled. The infield for Earlham looks like this. Voss is at third. Boyle, that's Coral Boyle, is at shortstop. Beatty's at second base. Jansen is at first base. And the first baseman, Jansen, is Kate Jansen. The other Jansen on this roster is the pitcher, Madeline Jansen. We'll talk more about her here in a second. Behind the plate is Allie Boyle. Grace Porter is out in left field. Jensen is in center field. And Glade is in right field. So you have 2 Jansens and a Jensen in the starting lineup here for this Earlham Cardinal team. And that one's down in the dirt here to Haley Madlock, who started as the game as the catcher because she catches when Grace Madlock comes in. They have Haley Madlock catch Grace Madlock. Obviously, probably some coherentness there. And then when Mila Johnson pitches, then the third baseman, who started at third base, Emily Koss, she comes in and catches. Same thing we saw in the quarterfinals as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here for Madlock. 6 hits recorded by Earlham so far in the game. 1 hit. They have 2 runners on right now, but just 1 hit recorded and 3 errors for Wilton through the first part of this game. Ball out into right field. It's going to be caught. Runner's going to tag. There's going to be a play at the plate, but she's safe. So Wilton has scored their first run on a sac fly to right field by Haley Madlock. Glade made the play. She fired it home. Ganser slides in safely and kind of came in with her head a little bit there, but Wilton is on the board. They trail by 3 now. Wells, who is a returning All-Stater over at third base, she looked to make sure the ball didn't get away. If that ball would have moved away from Boyle behind the plate at all, she would have been on the move as well. 2 outs, another base hit for Walker could score another run and cut this lead in half for the Wilton Beavers. Ground ball, third base side. This is the 8-9 or the next 2 up here for Wilton. Walker here in the 8th spot has recorded 30 hits on the year. If you're talking about a 7-hitter that has 37 hits, an 8-hitter that has 30 hits, and then you're going to go to Brown, who's got 27, and she's in the 9-hole. Ground ball, shortstop side, no. It's going to be a base hit. Great play, though, in the hole at shortstop by Cora Boyle, as she did everything she could to stop that softball, keep it from going out into left field. She made a nice throw over to first base. I mean, that was an incredible throw, and it just about beat the runner. But Walker is safe. Walker picks up hit number 31 on the season, an RBI, 15th for her. And let's take a look at that one again. She's from her knees and across the diamond. Great call by our umpires again. They get it right. They got it right. Good stretch over there at first base, just not in time. And we've got a ball game again. It's 4-2. Here's Charlotte Brown. Had a home run in the quarterfinal game that put her team out in front 3-2 and put them out in front for good. Here in the 9 spot, and she's batting once again. First time in this game, but batting again in the state tournament. This one's in the air and fouled up towards that Earlham stands you saw there a moment ago. Down the first base side, the Earlham fans wearing red. The Beaver fans wearing blue. You can definitely tell the difference between the Beavers and the Cardinals here in this game. Some of the games we've had, it's been the same colors, same colored jerseys. Throw down to first base is going to get away from the first baseman, but Walker's not going to run as she was on the ground diving back, and obviously if she would have tried to get up and then run all the way to second base, probably would have been in trouble as Kate Jansen, the first baseman, knocked it down, just not able to pull it in. Wilton back to within 2. Madeline Jansen's pitch is outside for a ball. Madeline Jansen is making her 30th appearance in a game this year. She's thrown over 170 innings, 45 earned runs, a 1.93 ERA for her this year, given about 140 hits, 22. Rather, she picked up the win in the quarterfinals, so I should adjust that. 23-4 is her record on the year. There's a swing and a miss, and we've got a full count. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of inning number 2, and what's been an exciting contest so far here in Class 2A. And that one's fouled off. It goes off her mask, and Charlotte will shake it around a little bit. She tells the umpire she's okay. They call her Charlie. Her name's Charlotte. Call her Charlie. She was another joy to talk to in the media tent after their quarterfinal win. Had a lot of fun. Actually, probably my longest interview so far throughout all the ones I've done here after quarterfinal games. Charlotte Brown, I think was by far my longest one. She had a lot of things to say, and you know, she was very thoughtful with what she was saying as well. She took her time to, after, you know, sometimes you'll ask a question, players will just kind of spit out the first thing that comes to their head. But Charlotte was very thoughtful. Ask her a question, she'd think about it, make sure she said exactly what she wanted to say, and what a great interview she was. There's a strikeout for out number 3. That's a big out for Earlham, as Brown will go down for out number 3. 2 runs on 2 hits and 19 pitches thrown. After 2 complete innings, it's a 4-2 softball game. We're back for more on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Back to Fort Dodge is the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Our broadcast today is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. There's Mila Johnson. You see she's back in the circle for her second inning of work. She came in relief in the second inning, and this will give us a chance. We can give you the final line on who she took over for Grace Madlock, who started the game. This one's in the air towards center field, hit pretty well, but caught at the warning track by Ganser. Wells was also over there, but Ganser makes the play for out number 1. Big, loud pop out. Let's take a look at the final pitching line for Grace Madlock in the game. She went 1 complete innings, faced 9 batters, threw 29 pitches, 18 of them for strikes, 11 balls. She allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 of them were earned. She walked 2, a 14 ERA, a 5 whip, and she left 3 Earlham Cardinals on base. Batters had a .429 batting average against her in the inning, and excuse me, what did I say? 1 complete inning. One ball and 1 strike now the count on Voss, who's the 6 hitter. 5, 6, and 7 are all due up for Earlham as Johnson is looking for a quick inning. Earlham has scored 2 runs throughout the first 2 innings, scored 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Wilton went scoreless in the first, but they found 2 runs to counter Earlham in the second inning to make it a 2-2. And now the umpire having a conversation with Mila Johnson about the way she's setting up on the rubber. A good group of officials we have here at the state tournament doing a great job. And there was a certain way that Johnson was setting up, that the official was either correcting her or telling her she needed to do differently with her footwork on the rubber. So now that that's corrected, there's a swing and a miss. Two balls and two strikes is the count. One out here in the third inning. Voss, the 6-hitter, she's 1 for 1 so far in the contest. She slaps it down the first base side, picked up by the second baseman over to first in time. Bang, bang play. Walker gets it over to Brown in time for out number 2. That had to be a hustle play for Walker and Brown, as we'll watch this one again. Had to get down the line as it was just chopped right in front of home plate and just got her by a step. Haley Madlock pretty excited there for her teammate Mila Johnson, who gets the out. That one's in there for a called strike, 0-1. Earlham fell down in a hole early in this contest, and now we're trying to work their way out of it. In the air towards second base, and Walker will make the out for out number 3. Walker coming across the diamond, making it right behind second base, and no, stop. We're going to go back. What was called? I think they called her for an illegal pitch. Did they call her for an illegal pitch? So the umpire had talked to her about something that she was doing, and she must have did that in that same pitch, because instead of a fly out, it's going to be an illegal pitch, and we're going to go back to where we were with an extra ball. So now the pitching coach will come out once again and talk with Johnson. And so, new opportunity for Beatty. In the air towards left field, over the head of Wells, and it's going to get off the left field wall. It's going to turn into a double. So instead of an out, the illegal pitch is going to turn into a double out into left field, and Earlham is in business again here in the third inning. That's an extra base hit. All of our extra base hits are brought to you by Kruger's Seeds. Visit KrugerSeeds.com. That's KrugerSeeds.com. Glade was the batter a moment ago. Gets the double. Now the 9-hole hitter, Minert, will step in. Fouled off. Top of the order is waiting and looming here for Earlham if Minert is able to reach. 4-0 the score in favor of Earlham over Wilton right now. The winner of this will play for a state title tomorrow night. The Class 1A and 2A championships will come your way on our on Iowa Public Television, along with the 3A, 4A, and 5A games that will be on Friday evening. First championship game for tomorrow is set for 5 p.m. over on the Kruger Seeds Field. In the 1A title game, this 2A title game, the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 7:30 for a state championship. And the girls will again take the field on Friday, 2:30 p.m. is the 3A championship, 5 o'clock the 4A championship, and the final game of the weekend will be on Friday at 7:30, the 5A championship. It's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter, Minert, batting from the left side. Ball 4. So Johnson thought they had got out of the inning, but instead, an extra base hit for Glade Runners at first and second. And Grace Porter will step back in. Porter has been on base twice tonight. She's walked and singled. And the first pitch she takes here is a walk. Returning All-Stater, we mentioned that. One of 3 All-Staters from this team a year ago that was stopped short of the state tournament. A couple of regional finals over the last couple of years for Earlham. But the senior group, that was the big thing that Coach Caskey mentioned to me, was this senior group has been through so much, been to regional finals, but they hadn't been back to the state tournament since their freshman year. And all they wanted to do was get back to the state tournament. They wanted to contend for a title. Well, they're back. They win their quarterfinal round. Now they lead here in the semifinals. They're a legit contender. They've done what they wanted to do. They still have a tough Wilton team to get through here. But right now looking good right for Earlham. 3-0 count now to Grace Porter. And the Wilton Beavers are in danger of having the bases loaded. Taking all the way. That one's in there for a called strike. Earlham fans actually not too impressed with the called strike there. We'll do 3-1. That one's in there for a strike. It will be a 3-2 full count now. The runner at first base is Minor. Glade is at second, and the leadoff hitter Porter has a full count, 3-2. Glade rips it into right field. She's now 2 for 2. Will she have an RBI? There will be a play at the plate. It's not in time. She's going to move over to second base, and she will be safe there on the throw. Porter is 2 for 2. She adds an RBI with a base hit to right field. Glade will score. Minor will move to third, and then on the throw, Porter will move up to second base. So it goes from Wilton being out of it with a 4-2 deficit to an illegal pitch, a double, a walk, and a single that brought in a run on a 3-2 pitch. And now 2 more in scoring position for the 2-hitter. Who has sacrificed both of her times at the plate. This is the first time she's had an opportunity to actually swing away. She's sacked both times. And she's got 2 runners in scoring position. Pops it up in the air, coming back towards the stands, and must have been caught by a fan up in the stands as a big cheer is given from the crowd above us. We can't see it. Central Springs Panthers have arrived. They're off to the right-hand side of us. They'll play in the next game. And they're watching because they will play the winner of this game if they're able to beat Northland. That'll be a fun one. You'll be able to watch right here on the Iowa Central Field. The IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Ground ball. And it'll be 3-1. Runners at second and third. Johnson and the Earlham crowd making some noise. Ball 4. Johnson sends ball 4. It's a 5-pitch walk. Koss is going to call time, and she's going to go and talk to her pitcher, Johnson. Earlham crowd is hyped up, clapping their hands, stomping their feet. They're excited. There's the conversation between Koss and Johnson has got the face covered up there. She knows that the TV cameras are on. Runners at first, second, and third. Bases are loaded for the 3-hitter, Cora Boyle. 1 for 2 so far in the contest. Can she break it open for Earlham, who leads 5-2? Misses for a ball. Earlham has led all the way through. They led 4-0. Wilton came back, made it 4-2. And now, here in the third, Earlham scored another run, and they can break it open with a base hit from Cora Boyle. Popped out to foul territory and singled to center field. Again, the Earlham fans clapping loud, cheering on their feet. It'll be a 1-1 count. Swung through that one. Big cut from the freshman. Shortstop, she's made a couple of incredible plays over at short so far in this game. 58 hits on the year. 41 RBI. And she's got the bases juice in the big spot for the freshman in their first state tournament game. Foul. That one's fouled off. One and two. Again, the Earlham fans making some noise. This one's fouled back. The Earlham fans, they like to cheer loud. Here, Mighty. Base is still loaded. We'll get this one again. I'm sure the Earlham fans will let us know that the pitch is about to come. There it is. Tie for a ball. What an excitement there is around the Iowa Girls State Softball Championships. It's so fun to see the big crowds, to see all the excitement, to see the team's colors and jerseys, all the school pride. Every one of these girls that we've talked to so far, so excited to be here and are full of school pride, trying to make their schools and their hometowns proud. Ball three, and they'll throw down to third base to check on Meinhardt, who will slide back in safely. Mila Johnson came in relief. She's thrown 38 pitches in 1 2/3. Big spot for her right here, trying to get out of it for Wilton. It's ball four. Earlham will come in, have another run come in on a walk. Cora Boyle will head down to first base. The bases will remain loaded. And we'll have another conversation with the pitching coach. She'll come out once again and have a conversation with Mila Johnson. The only other pitcher that's thrown innings this year for Wilton has been Charlotte Brown, the first baseman. She's thrown 14 2/3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, a 1.43 ERA. She has not made an appearance here in the state tournament. It's been the two of Grace Madlock and Mila Johnson have been the two go-to for Wilton. They switched on and off in the quarterfinal win for Wilton. Madlock got the start in this one. Johnson came in relief after the first. And now we'll have a bases loaded opportunity for the cleanup hitter. Big spot for your 4-hitter. Allie Boyle, who is not just a returning All-Stater, she's a 4-time returning All-Stater for Earlham. She's been an All-Stater since her freshman year. She's been obviously a key contributor for Earlham since her 8th grade year. And she's in a big spot right here. Ground ball back to the pitcher. And a fire over to first base in time for out number 3. So Wilton will work out of it, but not before Earlham is able to score 2 more runs here in the third. And we'll go to the bottom with Earlham leading 6-2 here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. You see the box score right there as we head to the bottom of the third. It's Earlham 6 runs on 8 hits and an error committed. Wilton just 2 runs on only 2 hits, and they've committed 3 errors defensively into this contest. And the senior Jansen back out there for another inning of work. Fans, so the official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out and just scan the QR code on the screen or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Go ahead and visit the IGHSAU.org website to get all your fun, cool gear from the state tournament. First pitch is called for a strike. Six to 2 is the lead for the 4-seed Earlham over the number 1 overall seed Wilton, the Beavers. And it is a swing. Home plate umpire makes the call. Did not need help as he saw that Dreyful had gone around. 1-2-3 due up here for Wilton as they're going to try to get things going. Taylor Dreyful will start things off, and a line out to the shortstop is where it goes. Emily Koss will step in. Koss, a right-handed batter. There's number 13. She's 0 for 1 in her only appearance. She grounded out. Wilton went 1-2-3 in the first. Madeline Jansen, the pitcher, making her 30th appearance. 23 wins, just 4 losses on the season for Earlham. Ground ball to the third base side. It's scooped up nicely, fired over to first. Scoop is made in time. Great scoop by Kate Jansen over at first base to make the play. And it's a 5-3 put out for Earlham here in the third. 2 outs. Earlham making their first appearance since 2018. They won the title in 2014, and obviously it's been 7 years, and they would like to win another state title. As that one misses high for a ball. It's kind of funny. You say, yeah, Earlham hasn't won the title in 7 years. They'd like to win another one. Some schools have battled and been down here many, many years and never won the title. They're hard to do, but Earlham has done it. Doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed, the 8 seed. It's hard to win 3 games here at state to win a championship. You gotta win all 3. There's only 5 teams here in Fort Dodge that will win all 3 of the games that they play this week. Ground ball to the right side. Bobbled for a moment, fired to first in time. Little panic drill over at second. But Serrata is retired. The top of the order retired in order again. 1, 2, 3 in the third. We'll head to the fourth. It's Earlham leading at Wilton. 6-2 on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy Company.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Koss with a great throw down there, as our umpire gave the 1-to-go signal. She fires it down there. Call that the throw down. She did a great job. The runner was stealing there. Probably would have been out. 5, 6, and 7 are all due up here for Earlham. In the top half of the fourth inning, they lead 6-2. Earlham has scored 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and lead 6-2. Jansen has thrown 41 pitches through 2 complete innings in relief for Earlham. Ball in the air towards the right side of the infield. It's going to be pulled down by Walker. A running grab by Walker as she was heading towards right field. Makes the play for out number 1. Be a big confidence boost here for Wilton if they're able to get it 1, 2, 3, or even maybe one runner gets on and they're able to get after that. But for Wilton, definitely looking to try to keep Earlham off the board here in the fourth inning. Keep them scoreless. Because Wilton still has one of the more dangerous offenses in this tournament. This one's popped up in the air. Walker says she's got it, and she does. For out number 2. Beatty will step in now from the 7 spot. Ashlyn Beatty. First pitch is called for a strike. The junior, 40 hits on the season for her. 0 for 1 so far in this contest. She'll fly it up in the air, and it's caught by the shortstop for out number 3. So it is a 1-2-3. Dreyfel will come in and make the play. That's going to be a confidence boost for Wilton. We'll see if it helps their bats in the bottom half of the fourth. 6-2, Earlham in the lead here on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
Back to Fort Dodge is the IGHSAU State Softball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. The network is powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Ganser will step in. 4, 5, and 6 are all due up here for the Wilton Beavers as the top of the order, both of the trips for the top of the order in the first and the third went 1, 2, 3. Now the heart of the order is going to try to get things going for Wilton. They were able to find a couple of runs. But still trail. There are a couple of runs they scored, answered again by Earlham after they answered the first time. Earlham took an early 4-0 lead. Wilton came back, answered, made it 4-2, and then the illegal pitch allows the bases to get loaded, and 2 more runs come in for Earlham. This one in the air towards left field. It's hit well, and it's not coming back. See you later, left field shot for Peyton Ganser. And that's exactly what Wilton needed to try to get things going as a line drive shot to left field for Peyton Ganser. That'll be an extra base hit. Brought to you by our friends at Kruger Seeds, a home run. Is an extra base hit. A trip around the bases for Peyton Ganser is brought to you by our friends at Kruger Seeds. Let's watch this again. Just an absolute shot, a line drive, boom. No way that one's coming home. Fan out there saying, yes, let's go. And it's 6-3. That brings up Chloe Wells. 5, 6, and 7 are the next 3 batters for Wilton as they try to get back into this contest. They've trailed Earlham the entire game. Maybe that's the spark, the momentum that Wilton needed. Wells hits it hard down the third base side, but it's going to be a foul ball. Voss is at third base. Boyle is the shortstop. Beatty, second baseman. Jansen, Kate Jansen is at first. Madeline Jansen's the pitcher. Allie Boyle is the catcher. Called strike 2. Porter is in left field. Jensen is in center field. And Haley Glade is in right field. Wells down to the count 0-2. And she hits this one to left field. That's going to be snagged. What a catch out there in left field by Cora Boyle, the shortstop, and she's a little shaken up. But a good snag for Boyle for out number 1. Let's watch that one again. No doubt about that. Wells hit it in a spot that she thought was going to be a base hit. And Cora Boyle says, nope, I want that. Yeah. Good little snag there from Boyle. Ground ball on the left side. That one's not being caught. And it's going to be a base hit for Madeline Wade. So Wilton will have a runner on base with 1 out. They have 1 run in so far here in the 4th on a line drive laser home run from Peyton Ganser. It was Ganser's 6th home run of the season. 2nd home run for Wilton in this tournament. They hit one in the first round game as well. This one in the air towards right field. The right fielder Glade is ranging over towards the foul line, and she'll make it for out number 2. Alexis Walker will step in now as Madlock pops out to the right side. Ground ball to the shortstop, scooped up by Boyle, and she'll fire over to first in time for out number 3. 6-3 is how you can score it and chalk it up, but Wilton gets back on the board with a line drive home run by Peyton Ganser. It's a 6-3 softball game. We're back for more in the 5th. Right next on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Back to Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hey fans, as a reminder, Central College has new tuition prices of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Central.edu. Well, it will be the Earlham Cardinals who will come up to bat in the top half of inning number 5. They've scored 6 runs so far in the contest on 8 hits. Wilton has the most hits from any team so far in the tournament. They collected 15 in their first round game, and Earlham catch up to that number. That's an incredible amount. Fort Dodge had a ton last night too, but less than Wilton's 15. Just a ton of hits, a ton of home runs have been put up. Were put up by Wilton in that first round game. This one's popped up and out of play. It'll be a foul ball as that one reaches the stands there. Good look at the crowd here at the Iowa Central Field here in Fort Dodge. Wilton, 5 state tournament appearances. This is their 5th. We're here in 2018, 2009, 1994, and 1988. When they were here in 2018, they lost to Louisa Muscatine in the first round. 3-2 was a close one. Didn't make it out. And I think they called another illegal pitch. I think they called the same illegal pitch that they did before. And so now the umpires and the coaching staff having another conversation about it. So they called the illegal pitch again for the second time in that same spot. Six to 3 is the score. It's 2 balls and 1 strike with the illegal pitch called. So 2-1 is the count. The batter is Glade in the 8th spot, and the pitcher is Johnson. This one's fouled back. And it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. When they were here in 2019, they lost in the first round also to BCLUW. They finished 5th. In 1994, they lost in the first round to Webster City 2-1, and they finished 6th that year. And they finished 12th when there was no classes in 1988. There were no classes, and you see a strikeout for out number 1 for Johnson. There were no classes. It was just one field, and they finished 12th in that field. But all those ones were 1-run games up until they won in the quarterfinals for the first time in school history this year. A 1-run loss to Louisa Muscatine in 18, a 1-run loss to BCLUW in 2019, and a 1-run loss to Webster City in 1994. So all really close games, and they fell behind early in that quarterfinal contest to the 8-seed Pella Christian, but came back and dominated the rest of the game. They fell behind early in this game as well, 4-0, and if they've been able to cut it in half twice, but haven't gotten to within 2 runs of Earlham since the game started. One ball and 2 strikes to count here to the 9-hitter Meinert. 52 pitches now for Johnson through 3 1/3. And Meinert wants to call time. Ground ball back to the pitcher. It's snagged. No, they're going to call a foul ball. It bounced in the box or on the plate, so it'll be a foul ball. Or a hitter. One of the 3 options. Either hit the plate, bounced in the box, or hit her while she was still in the box to make it a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Ground ball to the right side. It's fielded by the second baseman, and she just tags the play, and now there's a collision. And the umpires are going to talk about this. There's a collision between Meinert and the second baseman, Walker. Meinert kind of pushed Walker to the ground. Let's watch it again and see if we see anything. Meinert kind of shoved Walker to the ground on the play. And we'll see what the umpires come up with. You saw it there on replay. A little of contact between Meinert and Walker. The call is she's going to be out officially. But we'll see if there's any other things that are going to come. Is there any excessive contact? And I think Meinert, the umpires are talking with Coach Caskey over there on the third base side, and they showed the umpires showed the movement you saw there on camera to Coach Caskey. Now he's going to have this conversation, and so we'll see. Meinert might not be finishing this contest. Do we still have that replay? Let's take a look at this one more time. Ground ball, and Meinert, I don't know if it was intentional, but she just bowls over Walker, the second baseman, over along the first base side. And we're still having this long conversation here on the third base side between the umpire who made the call, the third base umpire. The home plate umpire is on radio right now with the booth. is a very good softball team, and this is still anybody's contest, and that's why I mentioned that, because I know how quickly Wilton can score. They're the number 1 team in the state for a reason, and they can score a ton of runs in a hurry. And now they have the bases loaded with nobody out, and it's the heart of their order is up. Peyton Serrata, who had 3 hits and 3 RBI. She swings at the first one. She was our Casey's General Store player of the game in the quarterfinals. And she comes up with the bases loaded in the 3 spot and nobody out. This one's fouled. Serrata's 0 for 2 so far. We mentioned 1, 2, 3 coming into these at-bats. We're 0 for 2. She lined out to center field and grounded out to the second baseman in her first 2 appearances in this contest. The Earlham fans are loud once again. And that's outside for a ball. They tried to get Jansen trying to get Serrata to chase after one down low in the zone. She did not. 51 hits, 35 RBI for Peyton Serrata so far this year, trying to help Wilton claw back into this game. As that's ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. Serrata bats from the left side. And even if she just puts one out to the outfield, it could be a sac fly, it could be a lot of things. Nobody out and the bases loaded is always dangerous. And it's going to be 3-2. Maybe she takes a walk. Earlham got a bases loaded walk from Wilton earlier in the game, so we'll see if they pay him back here with a bases loaded walk themselves. Bases are juiced of Beavers. And this one's fouled back. See the scoreboard down to the right-hand corner. You can see that through all of our contests. Always keeping you up to date on everything. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning with the bases loaded. You see all 3 of the little base indicators there loaded up. 3-2 count, nobody outs. If there was an out, you'd see a little white dot on those gray boxes in the bottom right-hand corner. It's a 6-3 Earlham lead. And again, Serrata will stay alive by following it back. Ganser, who homered her last time up, is on deck. And she will bat, barring a triple play, here for Earlham, which is, never can be out of the realm of possibilities. Might not be a normal triple play. Maybe there's an error or 2 involved. Who knows? Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big out. And they fire over to first base. Not in time. It was almost a double there. Swing him out, or strike him out, throw him out. Koss does slide back in safely over at first. Ganser will step up. She's 2 for 2 in the contest. The cleanup hitter, the only hitter that's had success every time coming to the plate so far for Wilton. She singled on a ground ball to left field right between the second baseman and the shortstop her last time up, or her first time up. She homered to left field her last time up. Everything's gone to the left side. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. She hits in the 4-hole for a reason. You see her there practicing, taking some warm-up swings as she looks down at her head coach, Coach Dinkman, down the third base side. This one's in the air towards left field. It's not going to have enough. Might be able to tag. They are going to try to send the run home, and she got halfway there and came back. And she is going to be safe over at third base. I think that was a smart move, as it will just be a long fly out to left field. Good throw from Grace Porter. It's hard to run on the All-State left fielder, and she fired one home right on the mark to Boyle, who's also an All-Stater, behind the plate. And it would have, I think Brown was out if she would have finished going home. She got halfway home, and then coach called her back to the base. She did get back in time, and a good job by Dreyfel, the veteran Dreyfel. This one's hit into left field. Chloe Wells will bring at least 1 run home. They're going to try to bring 2, and we're a 1-run game. Chloe Wells with a 2 RBI single out into left field. Brown scores. Dreyfel comes around to score as well. Koss moves up to third base. And on the throw, Wells will move to second. And it's a 6-5 softball game. Here comes the Wilton Beavers. Madeline Wade will step in now with a chance to try to tie this game with a runner at third base. And if she's able to hit a base hit with 2 outs, the runners are moving on the crack of the bat. So a shot like Wells did a moment ago could take the lead for Wilton with just 1 swing of the bat. Now if you're Jansen, a conversation with Boyle, the catcher behind the plate. Those two had a conversation. You can see Boyle just trying to calm Jansen down, saying, hey, we're okay, we still got the lead. Just got to get out of it. First pitch misses for a ball. 2 runners in scoring position. Madeline Wade is 1 for 1 in the game for Wilton. And she takes a big cut there for a miss. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. This one in the air towards the left side of the infield. And the play is going to be made by the third baseman, though there was some miscommunication. And the third baseman, Voss, and the shortstop, Boyle, kind of ran into each other there, but Voss is able to make the catch for out number 3. But Wilton scores 4 runs in the 5th inning, makes it a 6-5 softball game. We come back for the 6th right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Des Moines, the S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Nothing feels quite as free as being out here.
Except this free soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
At Casey's, you can win all kinds of free stuff.
I love free.
Then you'll love this. Bought this jerky, won this free donut.
I love donuts.
And these chips can win me the big one.
What?
A free concert from country music superstar Lee Brice.
I love free Lee Brice.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town.
Free Lee!
No.
Back to Fort Dodge. The IGHSAU State Softball Championships are presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Thanks for joining us. It's been an exciting contest. We've seen a little of everything. That one's in there for a called strike to start things off. There's the batter, Cora Boyle, who steps in. She's 1 for 2 so far. 4 complete innings for Mila Johnson in relief. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Came in for Grace Madlock, who started the game as the catcher, or as the pitcher rather. Haley Madlock, who's at third base, started the game as the catcher, catching Grace, and maybe a base hit here to lead things off for the 3-hitter Boyle. And she sent it just past the third baseman, Haley Madlock. This will be Allie Boyle who will step in now. 4-time All-State catcher. She's been an All-Stater since her 8th grade here. Now in her senior season, looking to become a 5-time All-State catcher for the Earlham Cardinals. And she fouls that one down. The first base side will be a foul ball. She's had a pretty good season for Earlham, helping the Cardinals back here to the state tournament. Of course, it always helps bolster your all-state resume when you help a team down to the state tournament, batting .414 this year. 53 hits, 35 RBI coming into the tournament. 13 doubles, a triple. Still looking for her first home run of the season. She's walked 9 times, but she's only struck out 3 times. Excuse me, 1 time. Check that. In over 130 plate appearances, Allie Boyle has struck out once, and she won't be a second time this time as she sends one into center field for a base hit. And Earlham has got things working again here in the top of the 6th inning. We'll have a runner come in over at first base for the catcher. It'll be the same courtesy runner as was in before. Katie Stewart over at first base. So Stewart is over at first. Boyle is at second. Nobody is out, and Earlham has got things working again here in the 6th. The first time that Wilton has been within 2 runs of Earlham since it was 0-0. Obviously, the knot there at 0. It'll be a sack bunt for the 5-hole hitter. But since the first inning, when Earlham came out and scored 2 runs right away to lead off the game, Wilton had not been within a run for a complete inning, within 2 runs of a complete inning. It was 4-2, but that wasn't for a complete inning. It was only for a half. They got back to within 2, and then here came Earlham back and made it 5-2. So for a complete inning, they had not been within 2 runs. As there's a swing and a miss. As they made it 4-2 in the 3rd, the bottom of the 3rd, and then in the top of the 4th, Earlham stretched the lead to 5-2. So that would be 1 complete inning, 1 6 out, 6 outs. Not the same inning, just 1 complete. That one's fouled back here behind home plate. Runner at first and a runner at third and a runner at second for Earlham. 6-hole hitter Voss is the batter. She's 1 for 3. Johnson will throw number 70 here. She's thrown 69 in relief. This is number 70. And it's a 2-ball and 1 strike count. Low for a ball, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike now the count. Voss knows that Johnson is going to have to go back to the strike zone. Earlham playing another close game here with the Wilton Beavers. It's turned into a close game. Ground ball, it is going to be on the ground. So there's a touch, and the run will come home to score. So it's going to be 3 unassisted over at first base. As Brown will have the runner out. Boyle will come home to score, though, on a ball to the right side, and it's now a 7-5 game, so it's back to 2 runs. And that's exactly what Earlham needed. Was just a ball to the right side, was going to score a run unless it was hit really, really hard, and they would have been able to throw it home in time, but it's still a risky play to throw it home as the runner is moving there on a ground ball. This one is sent into right field for a base hit. The second baseman, Walker, was playing up because of the slapper. Beatty being such a slapper on the right side. Walker was playing up on the circle. And another run is going to come home to score on an RBI. They were going to try to come home with it and save the run if she slapped it down. She did, but she slapped it right past Walker into right field. Stewart comes home to score. Beatty's at first base, and Glade will step in. This one in the air towards the left side, and Wells giving chase to it, and she wanted to climb the fence and go after that softball for sure. She was ready to go after it, just out of play. Wells is an aggressive player, And she kind of shook the fence a little bit once she got to the fence and saw the ball was uncatchable. She wanted it for sure. We do know that it will be a different batter coming in for Earlham. Henke, L. Henke, the freshman, will be the batter, and she will lead off the 7th inning for the Earlham Cardinals when we come back. We've played 5.5. Earlham scores 3 more. They lead again, 8-5. Bottom of the 6th, Wilton trying to grow within again when we come back in the bottom of the 6th. Right here.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, and the games today are presented by MidAmerican Energy Company. Haley Madlock will step in as it will be 7, 8, and 9, the back half of the order for Wilton. If they can get a couple of them on, maybe in, they'll bring the top of the order back up. And Madlock bumps it. It's going to be a foul ball. It hit our hand inside the box, and it'll be a foul ball. So the ball scooting out towards the pitcher. The catcher was trying to go after it. We had a little bit of a scrum. And the third base umpire saying it went off her hand while she was in the box, which is a foul ball. And that one will miss outside for a ball. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike the count. 12 hits in the game for the Earlham Cardinals, who are now playing defense, trying to hold their lead. They led the entire game so far, but Wilton got as close as they have been in the 5th, making it a 6-5 game, and then 2 more runs for Earlham in the top of the 6th made it the score of 8-5. This one sent to left field. Haley Madlock thought maybe she had home run number 4 on the year. Instead, it's a long out to Porter in left field, who makes the catch along the fence. Great catch there by Porter out in left field. This will be Walker who will step in. Walker's the second baseman. She's 1 for 2 so far in the contest. Ground ball left side, it'll be a foul ball. That one hit pretty hard. Jansen putting some mustard on these pitches here as you go into the game. Once you have thrown the 65 pitches she had, which is a pretty good number for her so far. Through 5 1/3, she's throwing 63 pitches. That's pretty good. You'll see some softball pitchers that throw upwards in the 130, 140 pitches in a game. And she did a really good job to stay at about 64 through 5 1/3 thus far. Has allowed 5 runs, 8 hits. Trying to the change up there, but it's going to miss upstairs for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. That one's ball 3. So hits by a team in a game This Wilton team was one hit off of the Class 2A record in their opening round as they had 15 hits. The 2A record in a 2A tournament game is 16 hits. As this one is high in the air towards left field, and another diving or falling down catch, diving catch by Boyle for out number 2. Boyle's had a good day at shortstop for the Earlham Cardinals. So hits by a team in a game in Class 2A, 16 is the record for a game. Iowa City Regina did that in 2017, but they played 16 innings in that game to record 16 hits. The Wilton team did that in 6 innings their first game. I mean, they didn't even bat in the bottom half of the 7th inning because they were leading in the home team. So in 6 innings, they put up 15 hits against Pella Christian. And now Earlham has 12 through 6 innings batting here in this one. So another good number of 12 here in the Class 2A tournament. There was one other team that had 16 hits, IGHSAU. IGHSAU had 16 hits in 2013 against IGHSAU in the Class 2A tournament. The 1A record is Clarksville. They had 24 in a game in 2017. And Grace Porter will make the fly ball out for out number 3. Well, we've played through 6. Earlham will have their last chance with the bats here in the top of the 7th inning as they will try to add some more insurance runs on before they try to win it in the bottom of the 7th inning. But we'll see their bats back out right after this on the IGHSAU Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Back to Fort Dodge, it's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and powered by Mid-American Energy Company. The Earlham Cardinals are back out to bat once again. They lead 8-5. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Mila Johnson came in relief. She's going to try to hold the Cardinals at this 3-run lead because then Wilton will need to come back up and score at least 3 to keep the game going. But if not, if we see some more runs here from Earlham. And it is El Hinkie, the freshman, who will come in and bat for Minert, who was tossed from the contest for excessive contact running down the baseline. And Hinkie is called out on strikes, and she'll head back to the dugout. 3 strikes for her, and she's out. Grace Porter will step in now. Porter has made a good impression. If Earlham can hang on to possibly be our Casey's General Store player of the game, she's 4 for 4 on bases so far today. She's walked once, and she's got 3 hits, so her actual line is 3 for 3 with a walk, and that same illegal pitch has been called again by the first base umpire, so instead of a strike, it will be a ball. It's about the 4th time that Johnson has been called for that, and they've tried to talk to her. The coaching staff has come out and asked the umpires what they're seeing. They've done a bunch of trying to figure out where it's at. That's going to get down for a hit. It's a 4 for 4 plate night for Grace Porter of the Earlham Cardinals. She's been on base 5 times. She's 5 for 5 on base. She's 4 for 4 with 4 singles. in the leadoff spot for the Earlham Cardinals, and they've got runners on base once again here in the 7th. They've led the entire game here against the number 1 seed Wilton. They got on the bats early. They scored 2 runs, had the bases loaded in the first. It got as close as 4-2 in a half inning, but then it went to 5-2, and since then it has been a run lead. That one's in there for a called strike here for this Earlham Cardinals team, and they're trying to add more runs on before going to play some defense in the bottom of the 7th. They'll obviously have to get Wilton out. Wilton has scored 5 runs on 8 hits, so you know they can hit the ball. They only have 5 less hits than this Earlham team. 13 hits now, 3 hits off of the Class 2A tournament record. Will they tie it today? Will they break it? They're scoring some runs if they get 4 more hits. Even if they score 3 more or have 3 more hits, they're scoring some runs. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, over to the first baseman in time for out number 2. Great play there by Madlock as she was looking over at the runner at second base, knew that she didn't have time to get Porter, threw it over to first. Brown a little bit high on the throw, but Brown is tall enough that she was able to snag it, keep her foot on the bag for out number 2. Boyle will step in now. Cora Boyle is 2 for 3 in the contest from the 3 spot. 8-5 you see on the scoreboard there in the right-hand corner. The 4 seed Wilton trying to pull the upset. Let's see if we can try to get the guys in the back to maybe get us a score update on the 1A game that led off at 11 o'clock. We'll see if we can find that for you. Newell Fonda and Southeast Warren, maybe they're still going. We'll see if we can find a score update for you on that one. The second game over there was scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, so I would assume they have concluded, but we'll see if we can find one for you. 1-0. This game is run long. That one's a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. The North Lynn Central Springs game is scheduled for 1:30, not going to be 1:30. Might not even be in the 1 o'clock hour. Probably, see how much longer this goes, but it'll probably be around 2 o'clock for the first pitch of North Lynn and Central Springs, as it takes a little bit to farm the field afterwards. I like to say about a half an hour. Maybe it doesn't quite take a half an hour. I like to put it at a half an hour. By the time you get the teams off, get new teams in, each team gets 10 minutes to do some warm-ups in the outfield, plus they got to farm the field. And that one will miss for a ball, and it goes high over the catcher's head. Ball 4. It is still a live ball. And she's going to take second base. So Porter moves up to third base on the wild pitch, and it's still a live ball. Voss was getting back to it, and there was a kind of looking at Voss and Johnson were kind of just looking at each other, and Boyle said, here, I'm just going to take second if you guys don't mind. So Boyle just goes over and takes second base, and now 2 more runners are in scoring position as the 4-time All-State catcher steps up and sends this one to the left side. It's going to bounce down, and she touched it in fair territory. It's a base hit, and Boyle is going to be on to second base. It was touched by Madlock in fair territory. It's a base hit. Porter scores on the RBI, and then Boyle's going to take second, and we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. Watch this again. It just plopped up down the third base side. It's touched in fair territory there by Madlock, and then nobody ran after it. Neither Johnson, the pitcher, nor Madlock. Finally, the catcher, Voss, is here. We got to go get this softball, as I don't think they realized it was a fair ball, but the umpire clearly pointing there. We've got an IMT courtesy runner brought to you by our friends at IMT. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTinsurance.com. The courtesy runner is the same we've had Stewart over at second base, and it's now a 4-run lead and the 14th hit for Earlham. Earlham, 2 hits off of the state 2A record, state tournament 2A record, with 14 hits so far. They're 1 off of what Wilton had in the quarterfinals. Wilton had 15 to beat Pella Christian in the quarterfinals. Runners at second and third, and we'll see if Earlham's done yet or if they're going to try to add some more insurance runs. They've added one so far, and they lead 9-5. They've led this entire game. 4 runs is the most they've had. Most of the lead they've had. They've had leads of 1 through 4. Have not led by 5, but with 2 runners in scoring position and a 3-0 count on the 5-hitter Jansen, it's a possibility. Jansen 1 for 3 from the right side batting. And it's a 3-0. And that one's in there for a called strike. We're now 2 hours deep. Little under, not quite 2 hours old in this softball contest. With runners at second and third, getting closer. We were a little before 11:30 on our start. Pop up over to the first baseman, Brown. She makes it for out number 3. So Earlham adds on one more insurance run. They lead by 4. Wilton will need 4 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning to tie or take the lead. We'll find out if they can do it next on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices.
You shed a light that guides me home. I got it. You're my favorite.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Back to Fort Dodge. It's the IGHSAU State Softball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And you hear the defense chants from the Earlham crowd. We've heard the Earlham crowd all day long. They've been stomping their feet. They've been clapping their hands. They've been cheering and yelling. And now you got the defense. You don't hear defense very often during a softball game, but it's kind of fun. Hey, yeah, you got to play defense. They're cheering them on. That's kind of cool. Dreyfus, Koss, and Serrata are the 3 that are going to bat here for the Wilton Beavers. They have to score 4 runs to send us to the 8th, 5 runs to send their team to the state championship. First pitch to Dreyfus is a swing and a miss. We do have a final from the first 1A game. Newell Fonda 7, Southeast Warren at 3. So Newell Fonda is on to the state championship game, where they will take on the winner of Wayne and Lisbon. That's a ball. And hopefully, I don't know, I guess I'm not no meteorologist, but the sun kind of tucked away. It kind of got a little chilly, and the clouds kind of banked up here. Hopefully we'll stay away from any kind of weather. Again, no meteorologist. Popped up in the air towards center field, and a nice fly out to the 8 position player Jensen for out number 1. We also have an update from the other Class 1A game that was supposed to start at 1 p.m. Not sure when they started, but 1 p.m. was with their scheduled start. Wayne is trailing Lisbon, the number 2 seed Wayne trailing the 3 seed Lisbon 1-0 in that contest. Ground ball to the right side. It's scooped up, and will there be a play at first? There will be, but Koss is going to be safe. So it was a pinch hitter, Kaylee Koss, who came in and hit for Emily Koss the last time that position came up. Now Emily Koss back in, hitting that position once again, and it's going to be an error on Earlham over at first base. And we are going to have a pinch hitter now again. So an error on Earlham has a runner over at first base, and it is a PA announcer. Oh, no, a courtesy runner. Excuse me. We have a courtesy runner or a runner. Let's see a jersey. Yeah, we do have a runner over at first base. That's going to be Tessa Bartel. So a pinch runner over at first base, brought to you by IMT. Be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Pinch runner over at first base is Tessa Bartel. As Peyton Serrata will step up. It's the heart of the Wilton order. So if Wilton is able to find some runs, this is the part of the order you're going to one up, and it's Peyton Serrata, who went 3 for 3 in the quarterfinals and is 0 for 3 so far in this one. And she sends one to the right side. She's got her first hit of the ball game. And the runner's going to take off for a third, and she's out. A little aggressive base running from Wilton on a base hit from Peyton Serrata into right field as Bartel out at third. As a great throw from Haley Glade in right field on a line to Voss at third base, lays the tag for out number 2, and Earlham is 1 out away from returning to the state championship game for the first time since 2014. They were the state champions in 2014 to the last time they left the first round. They left the first round. They're in the semifinals, and they're 1 out away from a chance to add a third softball state championship in school history. They were the state champions in 2009. They were the state champions in 2014. They were the runners-up in 2012. So since 2009, they've made 3 championship appearances, winning the title twice. Ground ball to the shortstop. It's going to be a base hit to center field, and Wilton is still alive. Serrata will go to third base. And Ganser, who's already homered in this game, is on first. Now it's Chloe Wells. Chloe Wells, the senior, returning All-Stater, will go play softball next year at Buena Vista University, and now has a chance to try to claw her team a little bit closer as they trail 9-5, and we've got a meeting in the circle. The pitcher, Jansen. Madeline Jansen, she gives a high five to all of her defenders as she's going to trust them. They're going to trust her. They're trying to get them to the state title game. Chloe Wells is going to come up and try to spoil whatever was just talked about as she's going to try to inch her team closer. They trail by 5. It's a 9-5 game. Earlham has led the entire way of the 4 seed. Wilton is looking for their first lead, which would push them to the state championship game. One of those old sayings is you don't have to lead early in the game. All you have to do is lead when the final out is made, and that's what Wilton's trying to do. The wind is picked up. We mentioned the sun had kind of tucked away and the clouds had kind of banked up. Hopefully we'll stay away from weather, but it's starting to feel like Iowa. This one's ripped down the third base side, and it will be a foul ball. The wind's really picked up. This is why I go with I have all my papers in a binder. I do here in the summertime because I'm always outside broadcasting. Binder, that's the way to go. Anybody out there listening that's worried about papers in the summertime, get a binder. 3 holes, boom. Wind comes up, unless you're doing 40, 50 mile per hour winds, you're good. Runners at first and third. Chloe Wells has a 0-2 count with 2 outs, 1 strike away from the state championship game is Earlham, and it won't be this pitch. In 1999, they finished 4th. In 2006, they finished 8th. In 2011, they finished 5th. Last year, or rather in 2018, they lost in the first round. All of the times that Earlham has been to the state tournament, you know how they finish now. They've made 3 final appearances. They've won it twice. They finished 2nd in 2012, and they're 1 strike away from returning to the state championship game as the 4 seed. To take on either Northland or Central Springs, who will play next. The 2-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. It's through the hole and into center field. So Chloe Wells does her job. She's got a ground ball single and a run scored. And it's now 9-6. It's a 3-run game. Madeline Wade will step in now in the 7th spot. It's going to be up to the back half of the order. 6, 7, 8 are the next 3 batters here for Wilton. The tying run has come to the plate. She is Madeline Wade, and she will have to score. And this one's fouled back. Wade can't get out. If she's out, the game's over. So Madeline Wade is the tying run. She's at home plate right now batting, and she will have to touch all 3 bases at some point to come home to tie this game. Bottom of the 7th inning. Wilton with 2 on and 2 out. One of the outs was a aggressive base running. This one in the air towards right field. Could this be it? It is. The right fielder, Glade, makes the play for out number 3, and the Earlham Cardinals, for the 3rd time since 2012, the 4th time since 2009, will play for a state title tomorrow night. As you see them celebrating right now over by the dugout, 9 runs on 14 hits. Our Casey's General Store player of the game is right there, number 22, Grace Porter. You see Grace Porter walking back to the dugout. She wears number 22. She is our Casey's General Store player of the game. Congratulations to Grace, and thank you to Casey's. Hey, fans. Casey's General Store is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and today's player of the game, Casey's, is at the heart of all of Iowa's communities, cheering on our local teams and fans. Make sure there's a frozen, fresh pizza, win or lose. Sign up for the new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back, letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, field discounts, donations to the local schools. Congratulations to Grace Porter, today's Casey's General Store player of the game. Why is Grace Porter the Casey's General Store player of the game? Well, she went 4 for 4 at the plate today. On base, she went was able to reach base 5 times, 100%. She went 4 for 4 with 4 singles. And that's why she's our Casey's General Store player of the game. 3 runs scored, an RBI, and that 1 walk. Otherwise, 4 for 4 from the plate. Boyle also found a hit. 3 hits from Allie Boyle, 2 from Cora Boyle. And everybody on the roster, everybody up and down, except for the 2-hitter and the 9-hitter, were able to find a hit in this softball game. And for Earlham for 14 hits, which is 1 off of the state record in Class 2A. Earlham got out to an early 2-0 lead, and they were able to hold the lead all the way through on and will play for a state title tomorrow night. The winning pitcher is Madeline Jansen. She went 7 complete, giving up 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 6 total runs on 11 hits. She struck out 2 and gave up that 1 home run. The losing pitcher is Grace Madlock. She went 1 complete inning, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 of them were earned, and she walked 2. Jansen threw 84 pitches, 57 of them for strikes in the contest when facing 33 Wilton batters. Well, that's going to do it for us on our first game here on the Iowa Central field. You see the box score there below you. Next up here on the Iowa Central field, you'll be able to watch the Central Springs Panthers and the North Lynn Lynx. They're going to find out who is going to play Earlham for the Class 2A state championship tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then we'll be on to Class 3A. We'll have the 3A game for you. That's scheduled to go at 4A. This 4A game is scheduled to go the first one at 3:30, the second one at 5:30, and then we'll have the 5A games coming a little bit later on this evening. We'll have the 5A Fort Dodge Waukee game all for you right here on the Iowa Central field. My name is Zeron Egestal. Justin's been our producer today. We appreciate all of the camera operators that have been out and about helping us out. Again, I'm Zeron Egestal saying good good night, good afternoon, goodbye as Earlham wins 9-6 over Wilton in the Class 2A semifinal here on the Iowa Central Field.